Rabbanit Shira.
Shalom, Rabbanit Hamutal. So who decorated your beautiful house? Who was the designer?
So the designer is actually my husband.
Wow.
Who has a very good eye for design. He has very good taste. He's very good at picking materials and colors. And it was very easy decorating this house because he just told me, do you want this or that? Instead of going into a store with 2,000 options, he just narrowed it down and it was beautiful. And people come in and they say, can we get the phone number of your designer? And they say, it's him, very busy. Busy guy.
I went to a designer and told him, I know nothing about colors, about space, about anything. Whatever you decide, I'm good with you. It's exactly the opposite.
So we're talking about internal designing, about decorating houses. And it's still Masechet Avodah Zarah. And we're still talking about a lot of things that related to Avodah Zarah. But this week, there's a really interesting Braita that talks about the way that you can and cannot design your house. And we thought, since it's the 3 weeks, Shlosh Shavuot, it's a good time to discuss this Braita that appears in Daf Mem Gimel Amud Aleph.
Beautiful.
So
the overall topic, let's start from the wide spectrum. So the wide topic is, what are you allowed to decorate, to paint, to have sculptures of, and what does it become to be part of Avodah Zarah? So obviously Avodah Zarah you're not allowed, but we're talking about the gray area. Are you allowed to have paintings in your house? Are you allowed to have sculptures of figures or whatever it is that is similar to Avodah Zarah? And then what do you do if you want to have art that you don't want it to be Avodah Zarah?
Right, so the Gemara is talking about Raman Gamliel, who had to declare the new month, Rosh Chodesh.
He was part of the Beit Din.
Yeah, and he had these small symbols of the moon to show the witnesses, and he would ask them, this is how you saw the moon, or this is the way you saw the moon, in order to make sure they saw the right thing, in order to say, this is Rosh Chodesh. And the Gemara is saying, wait, how come he was allowed?
Had figures.
Exactly, to have these symbols of the moon. And then the Gemara is saying, wait, there's a Braita saying, Lo ya'aseh Adam בית תבנית היכל, אך סדרה תבנית אולם, חצר תבנית הזרה, ושולחן תבנית שולחן. You're not allowed, when you're decorating your house, to try to mimic Beit Hamikdash. You say, oh, I want a table, so I'm going to have something that looks like shulchan hapanim. It's not allowed. And the internal, I don't know, the way that everything is organized in the inside, like azara, kodesh, kodeshim. You're not allowed to try to mimic it and say, okay, I will then build my own mini Beit Mikdash in my own house. You're not supposed to go there. There's something that's called Mora Mikdash. You have to fear, you have to be aware, and you cannot do the same thing.
And I would say that it's not just personal houses. It could also be like Beit Knesset. If you're building a Beit Knesset now. So you're saying, I want to build the most grand Beit Knesset in the world, so I'm going to make it to look like Beit Hamikdash. No, you should not make it look like Beit Hamikdash, not Beit Midrash, not Beit Knesset, and not your personal house. And the idea is that just like all of Hilchot Tum'ah v'Tahara, when you drive to Yerushalayim, you can't just go to Har HaBayit.
Yeah.
It takes
on a whim, right?
Again, you can't just say, oh, I have half an hour off after drinking coffee in Aroma, I'll just drop by to see it. It's not like a tourist attraction. You have to be prepared to it mentally and physically. You have to go to the mikveh. You have to. There's a lot of things that you should do halachically before you go to Har HaBayit, because Beit HaMikdash is something that needs conscious. It needs preparation. It needs a process. Right. It's not just something that you go. So in the same logic, Beit HaMikdash is not something that you just want to go around in the street and see different houses looking like Beit HaMikdash, because then it will make it light in your eyes. It will make it easy in your eyes, and you want it to be special. And the halacha is using the word mora. You need to be a bit afraid of it. It needs to have some sort of an awe out of it.
So the Rashi is saying it's not as if you're not allowed to have a painting of Beit Hamikdash. A lot of people do, and they hang it in their living room because this is where you aspire. But you're not supposed to have your own mini
Beit Hamikdash.
Yeah, like kind of this is a great internal design. I will go with Beit Hamikdash theme. It's not a theme, and it's not something that you should just use or decorate like. You should be aware of it.
So lahalacha, Shulchan Aruch in Yoreh De'ah is writing, Lo ya'aseh bait tavnit echad. You can't build your house in the same structure as the Beit HaMikdash. Kishihu govho ve'orcho ve'rochbo. You're not allowed to use the measurements to translate them from Chumash into the measurements of your house. And it also says, talking about the menorah, because you're not allowed to do the shulchan, you're not allowed to do the tavnit ulam, azara, tavnit, and then it says menorah, tavnit, menorah. Aval. What if menorah is a beautiful symbol,
right?
And you want to have menorah in your house?
Yeah.
So the halacha, you can have a menorah, but it can't be an exact replica. meaning it can't have the same amount of kanim, the same amount of candlesticks,
whatever.
Or it can't be in the same material. So if you want to do menorah all from gold, good for you if you can do that. But if you want to do menorah that is all made out of gold, don't do it in the exact replica of the menorah. Or if you want to do menorah that is from clay, don't do it in the exact same number of the candles that you have in the menorah. So it will be very obvious that it's different.
In Israel, a lot of houses have like feet on feet at the entrance of the house, to something that is undone, and to resemble and to show and to make us minded and remember the destruction of Beit Hamikdash. And I think
to say this is something that our house, our private house, can't be complete. There's always something's going to be missing till Beit Hamikdash will be built.
It's not about not remembering, it's remembering in a very respectful way and not trying to make our own or mimic it.
So in Sefer HaChinuch, in the dinim of that mitzvah, he writes, אסור לאדם לבנות בית תבנית היכל, so you're not allowed to build your house in the structure of the Beit Hamikdash, כל זה למורא המקום. Because of yir'ah, because you need to have some sort of distance between you and Beit Hamikdash. It can't be just something that is just very regular.
So may we be zochim to see Beit Hamikdash.
May we'll be zochim to build a lot of Batei Knesset and Be'ezrat Hashem, Beit Hamikdash as well.
בשורות טובות.
בשורות טובות.